Hi, I'm Nikki Freed. I'm the Democratic nominee for Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services. I'm so sorry that I'm not there with you today, but I wanted a moment of time to tell you why I decided to run for office this year. I've seen firsthand how Tallahassee is broken, and I saw this first by the implementation of medical marijuana. We have seen across the country when there has been implementation of medical marijuana, there's a 20 to 25% decrease in opiate overdoses. And the fact that our politicians in Tallahassee don't see this as a life-altering drug that can save lives and change people's well-being. And I've seen firsthand going out to the west coast of our state how the blue-green algae and the red tide are affecting our local communities and are preventing tourists from coming here to the state. I promise you that we have no option but to start putting water in our environment first. For the last 8 years, we have seen firsthand how the NRA has controlled the Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services. That will stop today. We will make sure that we have individuals in positions that will do background checks and thorough investigations of every single individual who comes through the permitting process. It is time to take the NRA out of the consumer services and to make sure that you have a commissioner who works for you and only you. Florida is one of the leading states in the entire country on consumer fraud. You need a Commissioner of Agriculture who's finally going to put the taxpayer first, going after all of these individuals who are defrauding our consumers. That's at the gas station pumps and the skimmers, that's our telemarketers, that is all of the fraud that is happening across our state. We are finally going to put in some of the strongest consumer protections and work with our local governments who have the best boots on the ground to go after these criminals and the bad actors. You will have a voice in Tallahassee who is finally going to put you first. I have heard stories from all across the country that when individuals have access to medical marijuana, their lives are saved, and every single day the quality of their lives are improved. We need to make sure that we have people in Tallahassee who are finally listening to the people. And we have seen that in every state that has had some type of medical marijuana program, there is a 20 to 25% decrease in opiate overdoses and a significant reduction of pharmaceutical drug usage. We need to have advocates in Tallahassee who are finally fighting for the patients across our state because we need to make sure that they have access to the medicine that they so desperately need. And the will of the people, the 72% of us who voted for this constitutional amendment, is finally implemented, and the will of the people is finally heard. We've heard stories from all across our state how our agriculture community is hurting, whether that is citrus greening or impacts from NAFTA and the trade wars in DC. We need to make sure that we are finally putting our farmers first, and that sometimes that's because we need to have new alternative crops, such as industrial hemp. We have seen that potentially there is a $30 to $40 billion industry here in industrial hemp, and it's better for our environment. When you have a Commissioner of Agriculture like me, you'll have somebody who's going to be able to bring this new and innovation approach to Tallahassee and to our agriculture community. The Office of Energy is also housed in the Department of Agriculture. As Commissioner, we will push new policies to make sure that we are using renewable and clean energy. Our environment needs our protection. Thank you again for your time, and don't forget to make sure that you're registered before the November elections. We have a chance this year to make history. So thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. My name is Nikki Freed, and I'm running for Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services.